What's up, everybody, and welcome to the LittleBigKast. We're the official PlayStation podcast of the KT Data Network, and on today's show, Rachel gets turned off. Sorry, guys, by the PS3. Jeff talks wieners. It's true. And Drew goes down the rabbit hole.
Woohoo, buddies!
He insisted on the blue pill. Anyway, this is episode 20 of the LittleBigKast. It's kind of the Destiny episode. We're happy to have you. Welcome. Snap, that's my jam.
There it is.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the LittleBigKast. My name is Jeff Hawks. I'm your host for today's show, and with me, as always, the splendid Rachel and voracious Drew Tyler.
Good adjectives there, Jeff.
You know what? Off the fly, those adjectives off the fly, I'm not good at it. I apologize.
Gracious.
But let me just say, episode 20, that's pretty awesome. And we have a very special show for you today because to celebrate the, I feel like there's like a fan on somewhere, but
it's probably KT's PS4.
Man, figure it out.
Awesome.
Anyway, you know,
remember when your laptop would make those noises?
Yeah,
that's true. I did have a loud laptop for a while, so it's just, it feels, you know what? That's true. Episode 20 today feels like episode number 1 all over again. We've gone full circle. You could say it was our destiny to go full circle, guys.
Is that foreshadowing? Is that what I smell?
It could be. So very excited to get into today's show. We're going to be talking a lot of Destiny. Obviously, the beta's out. It's exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
Everybody's played it but me.
Everyone's played it but Drew. And so we're going to get into it. Hopefully, Drew will be able to come up with maybe... I don't know.
Contribute nothing.
Drew's just going to be silent.
I'll tell you about 15, 20 years ago when I played Marathon. How about that? That's what I'll spend my time doing.
That would be great. Talk about Androids.
Tuesday.
Anyway, we'll jump right into it. And I'm going to send it to Rachel today. Do you want to start us off, Rachel?
Oh, I forgot we talked about stuff. Yeah, sure. I can do it. So my week has been... not so eventful. I've just been watching lots of TV. So like the IT Crowd and Doctor Who, essentially.
I love the IT Crowd.
Isn't it great? I'm pretty much going to watch the whole series again.
The IT Crowd. I've seen the IT Crowd all the way through probably 4 times. That show is possibly the funniest show that's ever been made for television.
I have to try this. I've never.
You've never watched it?
Enjoy it. You'd love it.
Oh my gosh!
Never done it. I'm a noob.
I feel like Drew and Moss belong together.
I can totally see it though.
I'll have to try this. I'll have to see this.
So tell us a little bit about the IT Crowd.
So the IT Crowd is a British television show, and it has these 2 guys, Moss and there's a girl and there's a guy. Why can't not John? Brain dead right now.
I can't remember either. Moss is the only character that matters.
Moss and why can't I think of his name? I swear, Roy.
Yep.
Roy.
Roy's correct.
I can't remember the girl. I want to say it's Karen, but it's not Karen. Anyways, they work in this place, and the girl's she's a relationship manager, and then Moss and Roy are the IT guys, and they just fix problems and run into
Her name
things.
is Jen Barber.
Jen, that's what it is. And there's a freaky guy who lives in there too, and he's like a goth, so it's a great show.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's like a little vampire guy.
Right.
I like Douglas Reinhold the best though. The perverted Douglas that always wears like tight women's pants. And have you seen the episode when Moss is like, "How are you so like confident?" And he's like, "I wear women's pants." And so anytime Moss wears women's pants, he has this incredible confidence, like he can fight bad guys and stuff. You would love it, Drew. You need to check it out.
It's a great show. It's highly suggested for everyone.
That's my life. I mean, really, right now, that's my life. I could do that. Yeah, I'm in.
If you need confidence going into next week's party that I'm not invited to, wear women's pants, Drew.
It's 2 weeks.
Wear women's pants. It's okay, Jeff. You can be me if you really want.
Stand in.
I desperately want.
What else have you been doing, Rachel?
IT crowd, Doctor Who. I'm going to Australia in August.
What?
I know, we booked
in
flights
August?
for that. Yeah, we were planning on December, but if we go in August, we'll save like $600 because everyone flies in December apparently. So we're like, all right, let's go.
Dude, that's
are you
crazy.
Are you chasing wallaby scrotums? I mean, what are you doing?
Scrotums. No, we don't really know. We just want to go lay on a beach and chase a kangaroo and hold a koala.
She wants to hear the accents. Let's be honest. She wants to just hear the accents.
No, never. I just.
There's got to be other ways to lay on a beach and find koalas and kangaroos. I mean, they're around in other places.
Nope. Not beaches like this. Yep, we're just gonna go to Brisbane and we're gonna surf and gonna get eaten by a spider. Possibly.
That's what I'm talking. That's what you need to do. If you're gonna go to Australia, you got to hit up the Great Barrier Reef.
Boom. We're gonna go to our hotel's like right by this giant bridge, and apparently you can walk this giant bridge and jump off of it or like rappel down it.
That's awesome.
This is the rappel hand. I'm super excited. So.
Taking it full circle, I actually talked to somebody on the phone today in Australia because we have a show in Australia in August, and I had to make sure hotels were booked. And he was the most pleasant individual that I've ever talked to on the phone. I was like, "Hey, I need to know the address to ship some things," and he's like, "It's 518 Harper Drive, Perth, and that's in Australia." And I was just like, you just sound pleasant.
What a good guy. See, like, I can't wait just for people and for koalas and to bottle feed a shark. And I'm just excited. It's just going to be good.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And then I touched Destiny a little bit, not a whole ton. I've actually picked up Sims 3. So
this is so weird to me that
why
everyone's gushing.
Game.
and it's a limited time like access. Like you only have this Destiny for like another 4 or 5 days, and you're playing The Sims.
Well,
something special.
The real Destiny will come out, and I feel like we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Who's next?
All right, Drew, what's going on, man?
I'm gonna have to look at my show notes to remember what I've done. Gaming wise, I did pick up a couple weeks ago. They had a flash sale, a bunch of 99-cent games, and there were a couple that I grabbed there, like Munch's Odyssey and what else did I grab? Sly Cooper, Thieves of Time, like just a bunch of little ones, Worms. So I played a little bit of every one of those, and most of them was like, okay, worth 99 cents. Glad I didn't pay more. Vessel was kind of fun, but I did not get Destiny until just today. I'm downloading it right now. It probably won't be done, but we're done here. So I'll let you know about that one. I did spend 4 days. What's that?
Mine took like 6 or 8 hours, I think.
Yeah, so maybe I'll play tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll see. But I did spend 4 days or so in the Tetons with my family, which was a lot of fun to just go camping and stay at Jenny Lake and just I marched my kids all over to make them tired. And that was awesome. So that was good. And then while we were up there, this is kind of crazy, but somebody posted something on my wall and it started me obsessing. It was a job posting in Hawaii, which I'm not job hunting, but somebody was like, hey, you'd be good for this job. And it's a job in Hawaii. And I was like, I've always wanted to live in Hawaii. So I spent like 2 days Googling different cities in Hawaii and things in Hawaii. Like, ooh, they have lots of Filipino type fruit. This could be fun. So anyway, that was a fun little tangent in my life for a couple of days.
That's cool. What was the job?
It's a production manager job at BYU Hawaii. They're looking for somebody basically to manage their media production center who has broadcast TV background and digital media current ground.
That's awesome.
That does sound perfect for you.
It does sound pretty perfect for me. I mean, they're looking for somebody that can do it all and run a whole team doing it. So I don't know.
And ladies, Drew can do it all.
I can do it all. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm throwing my hat in the ring, but it's one of those things that's like way big shot in the dark. But who knows?
That'd be amazing, though, man. That would
be a couple of months we could be doing this show from Nitty.
Don't bail. It's
at like 4 o'clock in the morning our time.
Right.
Like, we'll just stay up till 4. Drew will record at 9:30. That'll work.
It really is a shot in the dark. So it's just kind of fun. I called around for some reference letters today, and I was like, "Hey, this is never going to happen, but would you mind writing a quick letter just in case?" So we'll see. But that was my week.
Cool. So I, first of all, I mean, the majority of what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks has been just like crazy preparation for August. My work schedule is insane.
Cray.
I literally do not have a single day off in August. I will be either on an airplane or working a trade show every single day of August. So I will be recording this show. I will be recording this show. No, I'm salary, so no overtime. But every show I get a certain amount of like paid days off on in addition to my PTO.
Oh.
So I'll come out of August with like 2 weeks of
extra vacation. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and the truth is, like, while it's exhausting, I'm super pumped. Like, I love the job. I love being on the road and doing that stuff. So I'll get flyer miles out of it. So I'll take my family, hopefully, on a vacation sometime in the next 5 years. We'll see.
Hopefully.
It's been a while. Outside of that, I've got to tell you guys, I found probably the funniest YouTube channel it is the funniest YouTube channel I've found so far. The channel is Almost Cool, and they have a series running called Wiener versus Brain.
Oh, yeah.
And holy crap, it's freaking hilarious. Like, it's so, like, the whole premise is so clever. Like, it's just this college-aged guy that is put in situations that every college-aged guy or person gets put in. And someone will ask him a question and he'll sit up and look at the camera, and a person who plays his wiener and a person who plays his brain kind of smash into him and they have a conversation about what he should do. And so you have the argument from the brain, you have an argument from the wiener, and it's
pretty funny.
It is freaking hilarious.
The Snapchat
and so
one was hilarious.
Yeah, the Snapchat one was beautiful. It is one of the more clever stories that are being told that I've been able to find on the YouTubes, and I have loved it. Outside of that, to kill any free time that I have, I've been watching Bored to Death, which is an HBO show. It's got Jason Schwartzman starring in it. It's also got oh my gosh, Tom Selleck and James, holy cow, Galifianakis. Zachary Galifianakis. And it's basically a story of a guy who is a writer, and he gets dumped, and so he decides he's going to be a private detective. And it's him pretending to be a private detective, and it's pretty funny. I watched Planet of the Apes. That was very cool. If you were a fan of the last Planet of the Apes, I would recommend seeing this in the theaters. It was quite good. I liked it a lot. And I started another playthrough of Tomb Raider. I started the definitive edition, and it is pretty dang good. The graphics look awesome. It's been a lot of fun, but as this show, as you guys can tell, the focus of this week has been Destiny for me, and I've played a crap ton of Destiny and loved every flippin' second of it. And I work with several people who own Xbox Ones, and I have thoroughly enjoyed kind of rubbing it in their faces that they have not been able to play.
Hey,
like, I come in every day, I'm like, dude, you don't even know. The freaking crap is crazy. And so I've really enjoyed being able to do that. But that's been my week, man.
Sounds busy. Sounds delightful and busy.
Yeah, good, but busy. It's been good. And so if there's nothing else, I'm gonna kick it to Drew Tyler. But first, I think KT's gonna drop some fat beats on us.
Oh, I'm ready.
Stop.
I'm ready.
If he's ready to do it, drop those beats, KT. Come on.
Stop.
You can do it, KT.
Oh, quit. He can't. He doesn't know how.
We went in a little early.
It's all good.
It was a little premature, but I got news.
Good. Let's just start the news.
Don't want the fat beats.
Ba, 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 ba.
Close enough.
All right, here we go. This one I'm calling number 1, the weight loss cycle. Oh, it played apparently, and we totally missed it. The weight loss cycle. This is from a Brief Class blog. It just says that Sony, some guy just basically like saw this. So for the news, number one, Sony always goes fat then thin, then fat then thin. They did it with the PS2 and the PSP and the PS3. And so there's this anticipation, the guy's hunch that perhaps someday in the future, there will be a PS4 thin option. So I'm not sure there's anything really pointing that way. It just seems to be this guy's hunch. What do you guys think?
Just kind of rumory.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is kind of the path that they have taken every console that they've launched, that's kind of what they've done. And so I don't think it's far-fetched to think that will happen.
I feel like they do it with every console, like even their PSPs, and even, isn't there going to be a Vita Slim, or is there already a Vita Slim?
Yeah, it's there. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. And I feel like they just kind of do it when they're having their last push of console or whatever that is they're selling, because it always comes out and then within a year or two, like a next gen console comes out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah, we'll expect it. All right, number 2 news. This one I'm calling carryover from IGN. IGN's been doing a lot of Destiny coverage this month and probably will continue for a few more days. But they say that Destiny will likely have sequels and that your character will carry over from one to the next, which totally makes sense considering all that we've seen with Destiny and all of that you guys have played. It makes sense that they would let you go from one Destiny to the next with the same character, so you don't have to level up and go through hours and hours. You still have points that you can start anew. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, it seems logical.
Yeah, totally. I hope it does, and I think. I hope that there's some kind of like, I don't know, like decision-based gameplay within this where you have to choose certain paths. So much of this game to me feels kind of like lightly touched by the Mass Effect bug. You know what I mean? A lot of the game feels very Mass Effect-y to me. And I would love if the game kind of carried over through, or your character kind of carried over through subsequent games the same way that Mass Effect does.
I just hope that they can change it enough to where it doesn't feel like a giant expansion pack, because that's awful when it's a whole new game and you feel like you paid a lot of money for it and it's just the same game. So I hope they're able to change it enough, especially if you're able to carry your character over. Right now, it's kind of, there have been games that haven't been able to do it in the past.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Cool. All right, number 3, I call this one, holy crap, that's huge. PS3 Trophies reporting, of course, that remastered Last of Us Digital for the PS4, which is coming out. The size was revealed at 50 gigs for a download. Crazy huge, 50 gigs for a download. It just seems like a ginormous amount. But then again, being remastered with, what did we say the remaster was going to be? I mean, we're talking like 1080?
It's 1080p, 60 frames per second.
Right? That's a lot of data.
But, like, most of the games seem to be bouncing around between, like, I think probably 20 and 30 gigs. And I don't know, 50 seems pretty excessive, although I wonder if what they ended up doing was throwing, the original... I don't know. I'm talking out of my butt at this point, but it seems like only way it could possibly be 50 gigs is if they're taking, the entire PS3 game and that's part... like that's on the disc and then everything is up-resed and edited and manipulated and changed in addition to that. So like, I don't know, 50 gigs just sounds like a lot to me.
That's a full game as a digital download though. I mean, that's no disc, I don't think. That's just straight 50 gigs.
Yeah, I don't know.
The full download. Anyway, huge. We got tons. I got nine newses today, so I'm going to keep cracking. Rewards and secrets, I call it, from Gotta Be Mobile. Destiny went offline for about a day and a half. It's back now, but there are some rewards that will carry over into the fall release. So things that you do in the next 5 days 4 days, I guess, will stick with you. Things like picking up some golden chests and secret bosses, and they even had some walkthroughs to get those things. So you got special loot, that kind of stuff. Some of that will carry over with you. I don't believe your level ups will carry. Is that right?
It does. So they have neither confirmed or denied this, right? Like that's what they like to say. We haven't made a decision either way. I'm kind of leaning towards them not doing it. I don't think that they're going to carry it over. It would be great if they did. I just unlocked my second level of my power. So of like my superpower. So like that would be fantastic if they pulled it over. But I'm having a blast playing this regardless. And if I have to work through 8 levels again, that's I think for the total scale of what this game is and is going to be available, 4 hours to get to level 8 is going to be very minimal compared to what is going to ultimately be put into this game. It's not a big deal to me.
Cool. Rachel, thoughts?
Nope, same thing. I don't know. I played it. I probably won't pick up the remastered. Oh, just kidding. We're talking about beta. No, yeah, okay. Nothing. Don't listen to me. Skip me.
Next. Next one I got here is called Why Not? From Forbes, talking about a quick interview they did with Bungie, explaining why they didn't allow for cross-platform gameplay. It's kind of obvious to think about, okay, Microsoft and PlayStation games, that would be a difficult thing. But they said it wasn't like technically they couldn't figure it out. But even talking about cross-platform from PS3 to PS4 players, letting them cross-play together,
right.
They're saying, kind of in this interview, was saying that it was mainly because of like a graphical advantage. For instance, on the higher res version on the PS4, your target or your person that you're playing against, multiplayer wise, would have a larger target or more pixels assigned to that particular target. So that was kind of the reasoning, was a graphical advantage. What else do you want to add to that, Jeff?
So there are several things that I think would have made it difficult for people on the PS3 to keep up with what's happening on the PS4. It processes information faster. I think information is sent faster. So, and the truth is, you see different things. Like the PS3 version is like shockingly downscaled, like more so than I was expecting. So I've played both the PS3 and the PS4 versions, and to play it on the PS3, it almost feels like kind of like you're playing with an eye patch on. It just doesn't. It just doesn't feel like the depth isn't there that exists on the PS4. And it's not because it's not good on the PS3. It's just that it's that much better on the PS4. You can tell that while they created this game to be on all 4 platforms, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, you can tell that more time was put into making this a next-gen game. And it really feels like one.
Cool. Well, it makes sense. But that would be the question. Why can't we all play together? Their reasoning is basically, we decided that it's not hard. We could do it technically. We think that it would be almost unfair, like you said.
Right.
It's cool they explained it though. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Are we skipping you again, or did you have something to say?
Nope. Go for it. Just whatever.
All right. Here we go. Number 6. This one, delay of the week from Kotaku. EA announcing that Battlefield Hardline was going to be delayed until next year instead of coming out this fall like they had anticipated. There was a lot of details in their announcement that it will be next year before. That's some really good reasoning too on the article and in their release. They kind of just said, here are the reasons why we're going to push it. And I think it's the same thing that you always say, Jeff. I'd rather see a good game done right out a few months later than anticipated, right?
Right. And I think the very first comment on this page is exactly what I said when I talked about the beta, the Battlefield Hardline beta. Mm-hmm. It says, it sounds as if the beta testers found the experience too hollow. Good on EA and DICE then for delaying it to beef it up rather than shoveling out what they thought would be a passable game. Honestly, that's perfectly said. The beta was not intriguing in the least. Like I spent like probably 2 hours of time with this game, like trying to get into it and trying to like appreciate it. And I did not enjoy it at all. Like it was, not only did I not enjoy it, like it was kind of an unpleasant experience. Like I just did not have fun at all. It was very blah. And, with as rough as the Battlefield 4 release was, and I mean, EA has kind of struggled for a little while with a couple pretty bad big releases that just didn't go well. Battlefield's a big one. Sims is a big one. But the Battlefield community was really frustrated with the way that Battlefield 4 was released and came out, and essentially they shipped a broken game knowing it was broken.
Right.
So good on them. Lesson learned, hopefully. hopefully Hardline is shipped completed and it's good and it's something that people can get behind.
That's what they said. They took a lot of that info from that beta for Hardline, and they're going to look at multiplayer innovation, some single player story depth, stability, and other things that they plan on working on.
Right. What do you think, Rachel?
I won't play it, but no, I agree. I think that they should. I hope that they fix everything because I heard a lot of things about Battlefield that were not exciting.
Yeah,
that's the hard part. All right, here's number 7. We're almost there. It's number 7 news. Stepping down from PlayStation trophies. They're announcing, they're reporting that the guys working on the Homefront Revolution, their director, Hasit Zala, resigned from his position recently. I'm not sure if it goes in. Let me pull up the article. It basically just says that a lot of people walked out following pay disputes, and now same source, right?
Yep, Homefront's in a lot of trouble.
Now the directors walked out.
Yeah, so
it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, this is a big. I mean, the whole thing is a big deal. Crytek has stopped paying their employees. It isn't really listing the reasons why it had stopped paying their employees, but they stopped paying their employees, and their employees walked out, and now their game director has resigned. So, all you can say really is best of luck to the people that walked out. Right. Hopefully they can find somewhere good to work. It sucks that things like this happen, whether there was a lack of faith in the game, whatever it was, investors that didn't follow through or didn't trust the series, whatever it is. The game looked good. Like it's a pretty far along game. And so for it to be dropping out now is pretty unfortunate because it looked like a pretty cool game.
But yeah, if you're not getting paid, I would highly recommend that you walk as well. Oh, unless of course you're doing podcasts for ktdata.net, then just go strong. Just go.
Just go.
Just hang in there. Hang in there.
Hang in there. All right, here's one of my favorite news stories for tonight. I've got 2 of them. 2 last. This one called The White Rabbit, Techno Buffalo. Yay.
See what you did there?
The white PS4 is actually going to be available outside the Destiny bundle. This was some big news, at least in Europe. There was no specific mention of us here in the North Americas, but the fact that you could possibly be getting a white PS4 without having the Destiny bundle is pretty cool for a guy that doesn't have one, that's thinking right about that time, maybe when it comes out, that I might be able to afford one.
Why would you not want
exactly?
Why? Because it's going to be the same price, so that's how I feel. Go big or go home.
But the Destiny one just looks so sexy. It's got the little Destiny logo.
I'll spray paint my own logo on that. I think I'd have Destiny beforehand, but if it happened to me to be that I already had the Destiny and then I got to get the PS4, I would love a white one, and so to make it available a little bit less exclusively, I'm all for it.
Guys, it's glacier white. It's not just white.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And it looks damn good. Gosh dang, like that blue light on the white, it just, I dig it.
Such men you both are.
Yes. All right, last one. Here's our last news of the week.
I like the way it matches.
Look at that blue and that white contrast. So pretty.
Yep.
Oh, it's late. Last one. Here we go. News number 9. Delay number 2 of the week. This is a delay just from a Twitter. There's a tweet. Aaron Flynn from BioWare on Twitter basically just said, we're shipping Dragon Age Inquisition in November, and it's the best way to deliver the best game, which I believe that's only being pushed by a little over a month. Does that sound right? It was supposed to come out early October. Now it's mid to late November. So
yeah.
I feel like all the games they said that were going to come out early, they just did to excite us. They're like, just kidding, guys. We lied to all of you.
Yep.
They'll forgive us if we make it better just by a month. But that one at least is not too far off, but there is yet another delay. And that, my friends, is the news.
Very cool. Then we will send it directly to Miss Rachel Hernandez for our weekly new releases. KT, do we have sound that time? Way to go,
Yay.
KT. He played it the first time. It's just you don't get duplex with this, so we couldn't hear it.
Oh, of course. Of course that happens. So we have some stuff coming out, finally. Well, sort of, kind of. So for where am I on my, okay, so for the PlayStation 4, we talked about this last week, is the Tour de France season 2014. Oddworld's new, that's July 21st. July 22nd, Oddworld's new and tasty. Oh my gosh, what day is it? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
It's out.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so that's that. On the 29th, we're Rogue Legacy. Also, July 29th is The Last of Us Remastered.
Right next week.
Wow, where did July go?
Seriously.
I don't know anymore. And then for the PlayStation 3, we have, July 22nd is The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 4. Entwined, Dark Souls 2.
Yep, that's out.
Crown of the Sunken King. And then July 29th, Rogue Legacy will also be available on PS3. Oh, but there's more. Don't you worry. Is there more? Yeah, so then some other things this week is going to be Might and Magic Duel of Champions, Forgotten Wars for the PS3.
And is that a card game style?
It looks like it.
I think it is.
I think it's like Magic. Is that No.
Right, Magic.
Online strategy card game. Choose your hero and assemble an army to attack fierce opponents on the battleground. Just sounds like a virtual Magic the Gathering to me.
Yeah,
I think.
Battle card. All right.
So yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, a couple down the road that I'm looking forward to in August. Hohokum is coming out. It's a little tiny, simple kind of kid-like puzzler that I played at. I believe was it CES that we played that.
I think so.
Yeah, and that one was just kind of a fun little one that I'm looking forward to. Tales of Xillia 2 coming out later on in August. There were some other. I mean, there's some stuff down the way that's coming. Yay!
Hopefully, it doesn't get pushed back.
Right. All things considered.
Hey, who would play a Tour de France game? Can I just say that?
We've already last week.
I know. I know we talked about it last time we were here, but holy crap. Oh, dude, I totally forgot to say. I feel like I do this every time to you, Rachel. I forgot to mention a game that I played. I finished. In fact, dude, segue real quick because we're about to go into Indie Game of the Week, right? That we don't have this week.
Yeah.
I just finished The Wolf Among Us episode 5, and it was freaking awesome. It was so good. We should do that. Do you guys want to do that?
Yes.
Can I play it on my iPad like I did the other one?
I think on your iPad, yes.
Because remember I played the zombie one on my iPad, and every time I'd get out of the game, I'd have to lock the iPad so my kids didn't accidentally pick it up. What's this?
Say you played the zombie one?
I played a large amount. What was it called? Walking Dead. I played several of three.
Yes, The Wolf Among Us is on the App Store.
Okay. Because I'll play that. Because it's not zombies. It's the same style of gameplay, but I do enjoy the storyline in that one.
This is fantasy. Just be aware it is rated M, Drew.
Right. No, I know. I've interviewed was it Bill Willingham that does the kind of, it's based on his Fables comic book.
Yeah.
I've talked to him. I'm well aware of how he is.
All right. As long as you know.
Yep, I'm in.
Cool. All right. That will be our indie game for next week. Sorry for the interruption, Rachel. I was just excited.
Story of my life.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
What a douche. No, but I guess I also finished that video I was working on for ever so long. I know.
Congratulations, Rachel.
It only took like a whole day to export. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't have it when you need it.
Nice.
Drew, what's the longest it's ever taken? What's the longest it's ever taken a project that you've worked on to export?
I've pushed nearly 24 hours, possibly close to 30 hours. And
how do you keep because like I had like 3 fans running on my computer.
Yeah, it has to do with poor choice of computers. First off, not choosing the right computer to export from. That's when I ring up KT now and go, hey, remember that Mac Pro with all those cores and all the processing power? I'm gonna borrow that for an hour and get done what I can't do overnight. Yeah, it's true. It happens too often.
Ugh.
That's wild.
Cool. Sweet. Lots of new games coming out. Isn't there a new Infamous coming out in August?
That's DLC.
Still.
You'll see the first light, right? But it's playable without the rest of the game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's some stuff to look forward to.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Jeff, I talked to some people, and I think you're one out of 20 people who liked Infamous.
What? You found people that didn't like it.
I found 20 people that not 20, but I found like a good majority.
Wow.
Like out of this, like the 7 people I know in my life, Jeff's like the only one who really liked it.
Dude,
Jeff
tell those
loves
people to get the crap out of here.
Deal. I'll
Just
tell them.
be like,
Jeff
hey, Jeff said GTFO.
And he has a PlayStation podcast, so you have to leave.
Yeah,
that's right. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, Infamous was awesome. It wasn't perfect, and they could have done a lot more with it, but for what it was great. And I love Infamous games, and the story was fun, and the neon powers were badass. So I have no problem with that game whatsoever.
Well, good.
A game I do have a problem with is Watch Dogs, which I deleted off the hard drive of my computer.
That's a serious move.
Sick of that crap.
Wow.
That game is not fun.
Wow! Ouch!
I just want it to end.
Have you still been playing a little bit?
Problem a lot. No, I started Ni no Kuni and I didn't get far. I didn't get far, and then Destiny came out, and then I picked up Sims. So it's so cute. I want to get a little lantern.
Wait, are you saying that you haven't been playing a lot of Ni no Kuni?
What do you want from me?
I'd rather you be playing Ni no Kuni than Destiny. I so desperately wanted. I've wanted you to play Ni no Kuni for a year. But in fact, the entire time I've known you, Rachel, I've been you need to play Ni no Kuni.
You guys are too much, and now I have the indie game. I'm never gonna get to it, Jeff. I'm just never.
Just stop sleeping.
I know. I've already started. Do you not see these bags? Ooh, they're designer.
Anyway,
were we?
we are moving into our weekly topic, which is Destiny. And I'm really excited. We're going to bring on our special little guest. His name is KT, otherwise known as Kevin Tech, otherwise known as the Pod Smasher. This is
what? When did I get that?
I don't know, but I love our little guest because he's like a quarter of our size up above us in the video.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Just hiding. Shh. It's like, where's KT in the video?
So welcome to the show, KT. You've spent a little bit of time with Destiny now. I know because I've been playing with you.
A little bit. Let me load up the companion app and it'll tell you how many hours I've been playing on it.
Well, that's
we don't want to know.
Yeah.
It actually shouldn't be.
Contest time, KT. Who's played more?
You might have played more than I have.
What's the companion app? Is it something that you get on your phone?
Yeah, it's on your phone and it tells you how long you've been playing.
It's actually really, really cool. So let's start off with that, KT. So first of all, one of the things that Destiny has done really well has been really this companion app. It's a very cool way to kind of manage your character, your inventory, and the missions that you're doing. How have you been using the app, KT?
I love how it tracks your progress and everything. I mean, I just looked it up, 9 hours, 36 minutes.
Oh, wow. I could write a book
for how much I've been playing on there. But I love how you can even, let's say you're away from home and you're like, I want to try that build. You can load up the app and switch up your weapons. So when you actually load up the game, that loadout is ready to go. Yeah. And I can tell you right now, 5 of my friends right now are online, and some of them are playing. So
yeah, directly from.
This is a cell phone app.
Where are you going to find your time?
All right, so you click on the Legends button.
Yeah.
And then swipe right or swipe left. Like you're denying.
Oh, okay.
on
Stats.
Tinder.
Cool. All right. So
Rachel, have you got 20 minutes in your game at least, Rachel?
Is this a cell phone application?
Yeah.
It
Is
is.
this something I should download right now?
Yes. Probably.
It'll be really sad to see my time on this game.
And it even breaks it down to like what you've been playing. So I've spent a lot of my time on the story mode. That's where I get most of my kills. And then the strike mode and explore, and then finally the actual PvP area.
Hey, so how many hours did you have?
9 hours, 36 minutes. So I had,
damn it. Damn you. You got 46 minutes on me.
It was that extra half hour I stayed up on Friday night.
But that is cool. I mean, so basically with the companion app, you can go back through every single mission that you've done. You can look at your kills. You can look at your deaths. So like I can go and it jumps between the PvP matches, so your death match and your conquest matches, to your story mode. So like I can go in and I just finished playing with some friends. First Light Crucible was played today. Kills were 15, deaths 10. My kill death ratio was 1. And so it's pretty cool to be able to do that. You can also message people within the app. And one of the things that I've really liked has been the ability to go and read like about the lore of the Destiny world. You can look at grimoire cards and kind of get an idea for the different weapons and the different abilities and the different characters. So it adds a depth to the game that really I haven't experienced with any other game, as far as just accessibility to be able to jump in and learn more about the world that you're taking part in. And I've really enjoyed that.
I'm really jealous. I'm kind of hoping that I don't know, maybe the wife and kids have a trip planned I don't know about, and I get some time to myself. Either that or I'm staying up all night to play this. No, I'm excited.
I like this companion app. I mean, because it even, like, you have little side missions that you can do, and you collect bounties, and it's usually like kill X number of people and everything. You can actually load up the bounties over here, and you can see your progress with bars. So you don't have to go find it in the app, because in the actual game, to find those bounties is kind of a pain to actually load up. So having this right here is so much better.
And the UI is super good. The user interface in the game is fantastic. The user interface on the app is fantastic. So let's, first of all, Drew hasn't played yet. We've talked about that. So feel free to ask any questions. Rachel has played very little time. So again, feel free to ask any questions that you have, contribute where you can, I guess. In fact, we'll start with you, Rachel. Like in the short time that you've had with the game, what's your impression been? Like, what do you think so far?
So one kind of turnoff for me is just I've learned through Watch Dogs is that things aren't as great on the PS3. It's kind of a bummer. And it's like, I don't feel like I can really completely appreciate the game until I have a PS4. So that's kind of why I haven't really been playing it, just because I know it can be better. Like, and I know it's a beta, so I know it's like kind of meant to be rough, but just playing it on a lower consoles kind of turned me off a little bit. But but what I did play was pretty awesome. It was much like Halo for me. It was pretty cool, just kind of like shooting and stuff, just the whole how that works. And it's
pew pew.
I know, yeah, no, and it's really weird for me because like my shooters, the last shooter I played was on the Xbox 360, so it's kind of weird to like have just the whole concept of shooters is different on the DualShock versus the Xbox controller. So,
right.
But it didn't take me that long. I'm also used to the letters, kind of like B for beatdown, but there is no B.
There's no B.
Yeah.
Box for beatdown.
Yeah, right.
It's
so that throws me off a little bit. But no, just getting used to the controls. But I like it. It's fun so far. I like how interactive it is with other players. So like it links me up in groups, and I like see other people on the battlefield in my story mode, and that's it's a really cool concept.
I think so too. One of the things that I've really liked has been that when you're in story mode, you have group events happening all the time. So like a fallen ship will fly in while you're just cruising to your next destination, wherever you're headed. You might see a fallen ship roll in, and it will give you a notification, hey, a group event's happening. If you want to join, get here quick. And so you'll be running to the ship, and your ghost is talking to you about what's happening and telling you, it may be that you have a super powerful character that you have to take down. And so you and a group of 10 other people are trying to kill this dude. Or it might just be a kind of a wave thing where you're taking waves of opponents and having to wipe them out and stay alive. Those have been kind of the two that I've experienced. KT, have you had anything different from that?
No, I've gotten those two. You also get rewards for helping out. So there's actually incentives to actually go, and you get Vanguard points, which I'm not quite sure what you use for yet. But it's probably to purchase cooler armor later on.
Yep. That's what I would assume.
But yeah, I love how you can just jump in, and you don't have to do anything, and you kind of make friends too, and you all have a dance party at the end.
Right. So let's go through some of our likes and dislikes. KT, do you want to start off with that?
All right.
Can we watch you play while you do it?
Oh yeah, let's have KT multitask. Okay, let's see how well this works. One of the likes and dislikes I like is just the world and the lore of all of this. It reminds me, it's a combination of Halo, Fallout New Vegas, and Mass Effect with everything. And like, I remember Jeff was busy shooting something one time, and I was just like sitting on a ledge. I'm like, whoa, look how pretty this is.
Did you take a picture and put it on Instagram?
Yeah, and I like that there's a mixture of PvE and PvP, so player versus environment and stuff. And as I'm getting shot somewhere, it's kind of hard to play on a 2-inch screen.
But I haven't seen this world, so I'm actually watching very intently.
It's very cool. It's very Fallout. It's very post-apocalyptic. So this takes place after the Earth has fallen, and the only surviving city is called the Tower, or the Tower is part of the only surviving city, I guess, where the Guardians assemble and are able to, rearm themselves, change their equipment, their armor, their weapons, everything else is desolate and destroyed, and you're trying to take back the Earth from the fallen. And it's honestly, it's really cool. So you'll see there in KT's game right now the blinking green light. Mm-hmm. That is actually a optional objective. So you can go up to these, you can select it, and it will open up a brand new objective for you to accomplish, a brand new mission for you to accomplish. So he's actually in free roam right now, and it's pretty cool that Bungie has created a world where you can either do kind of specialized missions that take you down a path, that kind of funnel you down a path of sorts, while still letting you feel like it's an open world game. But then you can go purely open world and just do random objectives and missions within that open world. And it's really cool how they've kind of melded several different kind of gaming genres together into one thing. Wouldn't you agree with that, KT?
Yeah, and there's a like huge MMO feeling when I'm actually playing this, because you see other players walking around by you, and you can actually even jump in. Like, the funny thing is, like, when Jeff and I were playing, we're like, oh, these guys are probably playing the missions right now, because you see them going to specific parts, but you can't see them pick up things. And one of the greatest things that I've seen on this is all the loot that you get is what's the word for it? It's specific to you. So that means, like, Jeff was going around. I mean, the first time we were playing, you found one of the giant like stashes, and you kept telling me to go over there, but I'm like, I don't see anything.
Yeah.
So he found a stash and you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, it was a stash that KT had found earlier.
So he'd already gotten it specifically for his game, and that is interesting.
And in the multiplayer levels, if you're near one of these stashes and somebody opens it, you also get the stuff too. So it will pop up. And
so KT, tell us, like, is there anything that you haven't liked?
This is the loading times. They hide the loading times with the ship floating up in space on there, and sometimes you're just sitting there and the ship's just going there, and you can't really do anything during those times, and you just sit there and wait.
Right.
That's when you pull out the companion app.
Yeah, that's true. But I've got to say, like, that I feel like that would be such an easy fix. Like, all they need to do, when the ship's heading to a planet, you're kind of going down some kind of like cylindrical kind of tube to the planet is what it looks like. I was like, why don't they just let us control the ship while we're flying in that moment? Like, let us go around in circles like freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. That wouldn't, I don't think that would take a lot of processing power away from the loading. But even allowing you to do like something small like that, I think would have a big difference and like have a lot of impact on the game overall.
Wouldn't feel so long.
Right, exactly. KT, use your super. Show Drew your super.
All right, here's my super right here, and you can see here's one. You see that ship dropping?
Yeah,
oh crap! Yeah. That's one of those side missions that you can actually join in on.
It just disappeared.
Yeah. So
he dropped people off as he was moving.
Yeah. So here's my super right here.
I like that. That's kind of fun. Did it pop out a third person real quick to show you?
Yeah. And then you can. I mean, this is one of the coolest things. You can just start dancing randomly, in third person, and just make a music video in game.
It's very much like an MMO.
So our buddy Shuhei Yoshida, so shout out Yospi. He actually had on Twitter, he was retweeting a couple guys that he stopped and danced with yesterday, and took screenshots of the dancing and posted them to Twitter. He's like, "Oh, I'm dancing with Scott Lowe. This is pretty cool." Yo, Shuhei Yoshida's awesome. So as far as
let's just string.
Oh, and the other thing I hate though is if you switch out your secondary weapon, you got to go find ammo for it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Wait,
if you pick up secondary ammo, you need to keep the ammo you've already picked up. That's really frustrating.
Yeah, and you can see my secondary right now is the machine gun. It's reloading. That's because I picked up some ammo.
That's a secondary. That's a secondary weapon or a heavy weapon.
That's a secondary. This is my heavy's the rocket launcher.
So you get three?
No, that's my secondary. Yeah, you get 3 guns. Sorry, it's harder to see because I'm literally playing on a 1-inch screen.
Yeah, you're doing well.
All right, so some of the things that I really loved. First of all, the world. I think it's beautiful. I think the art style is great. I think they've done a phenomenal job of putting this world together. I love that it feels like a Mass Effect kind of Fallout New Vegas kind of Borderlands vibe to it. I love that. I like the weapons. I like the Crucible. But I've got to say, like, one of the more subtle elements in the game that I have loved is the way that your voice sounds in a hallway. Like, this is basically, if you're in a building that is like has metal walls, when I speak to KT, it'll sound like I'm speaking in an empty metal hallway.
You mean like with your actual voice headset and everything?
Yeah, so they've got some kind of filter in game that makes it sound like you're talking to someone in an empty metal hallway. It echoes.
Yeah, and the directionality works too.
It's probably just a glitch.
So you can hear, like, I can tell where Jeff is on the map, if he's in front of me, to the side of me, or behind me, just from there.
Really, I really want to play with you guys.
And I don't think it's a glitch, Rachel, because
it wasn't there on the first day.
Right, it wasn't there the first day. It was something that started, and
usually when it first doesn't show up the first day.
when it first started happening, I was like, Kevin, what is going on with your headset, dude? Like, you sound weird. And he was like, you sound weird. And we walked out of the building, and as soon as we were out of the building, it didn't sound like that anymore. So if you're inside a building where you have walls where a voice can kind of reverberate back and forth, it does that.
Interference.
It's really cool. And in addition to that, they had in the Crucible, they had the Iron Banner edition the other day, and one of those missions is played on Mars. And I think that they had a filter over the voices when you're on Mars to make it sound like you were wearing a helmet. And I thought that was pretty cool as well. So that was something that, to me, like the voices and the way that the voices are manipulated and sound in a hallway, to me was a very subtle thing to do that, man, just I think goes to show the level of detail that they've put into this game and the thought that's gone into this game and really making it a unique gaming experience. The only thing that I would say that I dislike is that it's a social game that at times does not feel as social as it should. So right now, KT
is that a good guy or bad guy?
Dancing for somebody. It's just another player.
Yeah, he's sniping someone.
But KT can't talk to that guy unless he gets him to join his fire team. And I think that that's something that they're looking into, is fixing that, so that I don't know if the solution is like, hey, within 25 feet of a character, you're going to hear whatever they're saying unless you mute them actively. Like,
I say they've done that in some MOBAs, right? I mean,
right. To me, it makes sense to have more, like, a greater ability to communicate within the game. I think it's a social game. Let it be social. And you could very easily put an option in there, right, that says turn all mics off.
True.
Mute all. So I don't know. We'll see. As far as our Twitter fans go and people responding to the Twitter questions, Freddie and Tori both had a little bit to say about the game. Freddie liked that the shooting felt good. He said it was He said he liked the shooting, he liked the game and the special abilities, and he loves the Warlock's glide jump. He did say that he dislikes driving in the game. I assume that means on the Sparrow you have like a little pod racer.
Oh, were you driving that earlier, KT?
Yeah.
Okay, because that looked like you had grabbed onto the back of like a Thunderstick 2000, a Nimbus 2000 or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little pod racer from Star Wars.
And you can see the load time right now.
Nerds.
I'm just like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, the load time.
It's just loading.
I am a nerd, Rachel. I'm sorry.
It's a Nimbus. It's a pod racer.
What are you gonna say? It's a pipette? I mean, what other kind of nerdy things do we have?
Pipettes are sexy.
He also, Freddie also said that he didn't like that there weren't more facial features in the customization.
Actually, I had a gripe about that because you wear a helmet anyway, so you can't really see your facial features unless you're in the tower.
Yeah, I think that's kind of frustrating.
We've talked about that as a full topic. I mean, we've done a whole discussion on what
character customizations, the benefits of letting you feel like you've created something.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie's being picky.
Tori also tweeted at us. He said that
is that Shifty?
Yeah. He said that he also likes everything about it. He said it's very solid with no big issue. He says that the only dislike he has, he says, quote, my only complaint has been that the map rotation on the Crucibles, you'll play 5 or 6 rounds before it switches to another map. And that has happened to me and can be a little bit frustrating as you play. But overall, the vast majority of the things that we're hearing about this game and from people that are playing it is kind of overwhelmingly positive, wouldn't you say? I mean, have any of you heard anything other than kind of overwhelmingly like gushing news about this game?
Nothing drastic, nothing awful so far.
Right, for the most part, it's just how good it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, especially just considering that it's a beta. I think a lot of the stuff that we're seeing is specific to people understanding that's a beta and expecting even better things to come out when it launches. But people seem to be very happy with what they've got so far.
Yeah, I agree.
And then one of the features that is really great too is if you are on a PS3 and are planning on getting a PS4, don't wait. Just jump into the game because your character transfers between console generations. It doesn't transfer between different consoles, but the generations do. So if you go from a PS3 to a PS4, your character transfers over, or vice versa.
Yep, I logged into the PS3 to try it out, and my character was there. I thought that was pretty sweet.
That is cool.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go upstairs and see if it at all if
30%.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
Well, then you know what? Let's do it. Let's figure out if you can jam. So this has been episode 20 of the Little Big Cast. Major shout out again goes to Freddie and Tori for communicating on the Twitters. You guys are awesome. Thanks for listening to the show and being part of the show. Shout out to KT. Thank you for joining us for the conversation. Again, we are the Little Big Cast. You can email us questions at littlebigcast@ktdata.net or just follow us on Twitter at LittleBigKast. Feel free to ask us any questions, feedback, whatever. Join the conversation. Be part of the show with us. So again, this has been episode 20, and I'll give it to KT to kick out, guys.
Can't believe it.
Adios, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I was upstairs.